They asked Jesus about the question of taxes. It was the most divisive and polemical of all the political questions of the first century. The Jews were oppressed by the Romans, and some said, we shouldn't pay taxes because that supports this oppressive regime. Others says, we should pay taxes because otherwise it's just going to be hard for us. And there's a lot of views in between. And so they asked Jesus to weigh in on this issue. What do you think, Jesus? And Jesus there responded by holding up a coin, which had the image of Caesar on it, as all the coins did. And to any Orthodox Jew, that was idolatrous. To have your own image on anything was a violation of the command against graven images. And so Jesus holds up this coin and says, whose picture is this? And they all go, what, Caesar? And he says, well, if it's got his picture, it must belong to him. Give it back to him. But give to God what belongs to God. And what Jesus is saying there, in essence, is this. Are we Jews really going to argue about how much of this idolatrous metal we're going to keep? We all agree it's idolatrous. Are we going to fight over that? We, the people of God, are going to fight over this? For all I care, give it all back to him. Which is what would be the logical conclusion if you take Jesus literally. Give all your money back to Caesar. It must belong to him. But here's the really important question. Are you giving to God what bears his image? And that is our whole self. And so Jesus is in essence saying here, I didn't come to settle your disputes of how to get along with government, the right way to pay taxes, the wrong way to pay taxes, or anything of the sort. I didn't come here to tweak Caesar's program. I came here to bring the reign of God. And the only way the reign of God, the kingdom of God, comes in our life is when our whole self is surrendered over to him. That's the question I care about. And so it dissed the question. It was as if the question of politics was too unimportant for him to even weigh in on. And yet here the Jewish authorities are saying, he's a political Messiah. He's a political king. He's telling people not to pay their taxes because they need to get Pilate mad at him for political reasons if Pilate's going to crucify him. They try to suck Jesus into their political issues. And I mention that just to say this. People are still doing that all over the place and especially in the church. Trying to get Jesus' authority to weigh in on their personal preferences. Here's my opinion about how things should be run, what programs should be passed, what candidates should be elected, and to give our little positions a little more authority, we say, by the way, Jesus agrees with me. And it usually comes out in the guise of something like this. If you're a true Christian, you will certainly support this cause and support this party and support this agenda. If you're a true Christian, you'll surely get on the bandwagon of what we're doing because we are the righteous and wise and they are not. And I just want to say once again, when you hear that, and you are hearing that if you listen to any television or any news, as we come up to yet another election, these wonderful times, we have all these acrimonious ads on there, and the radio goes crazy. As you hear stuff like that, on the right, on the left, and in the middle, be on your guard. Don't let them get you to start thinking in ways that suck Jesus down into the divisive, polemical politics of this age, defining Jesus in their political categories. Always remember that Jesus did not come to tweak Caesar's program to give us the new and improved version of government. Always remember that the hope of the world doesn't lie in getting the right candidate in there or the right program in there, the right policy or the righteous nation on top or anything of the sort. The hope of the world lies in Jesus Christ, the King of Kings and Lord of Lords, and in his people's willingness to submit to him. Give God your whole self. Live the way he calls us to live, and it's through the acts of self-sacrificial love, one life at a time, that the kingdom expands. That's the hope of the world. Do not get sucked into the divisive, ugly politics that try to really take the Lord's name in vain by associating him. He went out of his way to distance himself from all of that, and yet people still try to suck him into that.